What's up, guys? Well, time to do some maintenance on my son's pickup. Well, what we're going to be doing is changing the upper ball joint. I'll show y'all more, but both these upper ball joints are bad on this pickup, and I'll show you why. The boots are gone for one, but we're going to get it jacked up, get the wheel off, and I'll video as much as I can because I'm going to allow Sean, my son, to do most of the work. So I'll get back to you.
Right?
No, it's down on this side.
Oh my God, that's what I was just trying to get one move.
So what we're doing here is we don't have a 1-inch open end box end wrench. So what we have to do is we have to remove the caliper so we can get to the ball joint bolt. I hope y'all can see this. I'll show you some more here in a minute. And then we'll show you the old ball joint when I get it out of here, why it was so bad. It's creaking and moaning, and the upper ball joints always seem to fail. The bottom ones don't ever seem to fail and cause problems, but the upper ones, if they fail, you're stuck on the side of the road. So, anywho, I'll show you more when we get there. And now, we're scraping off the 14 years of 15 years, 20 years, 50 years of debris on his pickup up there on top of that ball joint. And then there's some pop rivets on there we gotta grind off. But we gotta see if we can't save the grease shirt out of this ball joint, put in the new ball joint, because we lost one yesterday when we did the other side. So that's where we stand. I'll get back to you. And I just zoomed in for no reason. Okay guys, I hope y'all can see this, but there's 4 pop rivets here. We got to grind those off, and then after we grind those off, then we take a cutting wheel and just lightly cut this so we can use a punch and knock out the bottom part of the rivets. So I'm going to let him get grinding, and I'll show you some more. What he's trying to do is get them flush. I hope you can hear me. If you want to flush with the top. He's almost got it flushed now, so. Okay. After he gets it flush, like that, oops, there you go. See how it's flush? Now he's going to do the other 3, and I'm not going to record that and bore y'all with that. And then we'll move to the next step. So what we're doing now, we're taking the floor jack, and I hope y'all can see this. It doesn't look that bright in the camera, but what he's doing, he's putting that floor jack right underneath that lower ball joint. And he's putting the opening of the jack where it doesn't smash the grease shirt. And what we're going to do is we're going to put no pressure on this thing, but we're going to be about 1/4 to 1/8 inch away from it, because when we pop this top nut loose up here, it's going to fall. We don't want it to fall all the way down. We want it just to fall an eensy-teensy bit so we can get that upper ball joint out. We don't like springs shooting across the yard, so this is just a little bit of a safety measure. And then I'll show you. I zoomed in again. Sorry, these buttons on my new camera are really, really sensitive. So, We'll show you some more here in a second. So what he's doing right now, I'll show you on the new ball joint, is these ball joints has a hole for a cotter key, and he's getting that cotter key out right now, and there's no good way to film that. So he's gonna get that cotter key out, then he's gonna take the nut off the old one, then I'll show you the process of busting it loose from the top. So right now he's taking the nut loose on the ball joint, maybe, if you can get to it. It has so much grease and stuff on it that it's probably going to be a little bit of an effort to get it off.
Come on. Slide up on there. This is not what I want, this one. It is not one going there. Do you have a 6-point?
No, I do not have a 6-point inch.
I might have an inch in here somewhere.
That's a 12.2. Here, I'm going to pause the video to give him a hand for a second. Okay, loosen nut. Loosen nut. He's not going to take the nut all the way off. Now he's trying to get the socket that we jammed on there off. You really need a 6-point. All we had is a 12-point. But we're not going to go buy a special socket just for ball joints. Sean, what's the other hammer? The metal hammer. Hold on. Let me go over here and get the metal hammer. One big hammer. You always need one big hammer to complete your work, because it's a persuader. It makes things easier. So, well, that works too. So, okay, what he's gonna do is loosen that nut where it's holding on by 4 or 5 threads. That's about it. So that'll allow that to fall. And it's not loose enough.
Yeah, it was, man. It's almost off.
Okay, that's good. Leave it alone. Now, he's gonna put the flat part down like he's doing. And he's gonna beat the living crap out of that ball joint splitter after he verifies the jacks underneath the bottom ball joint.
I don't care anymore. Let's fly away.
So, let me hit the zoom again.
Look, we hit the zoom.
So, here we go. We're fixing beat. All right, he's gonna swing. Swing. Hit it. You're good. Nothing hurt. That's why you want the jack under there, guys. Did you see how it jumped when it fell down? All right, now we're 100% loose. He's gonna finish grinding off those pop rivets, and then we got it. And his head's in my way. And then we got to
It's still not touching the jack.
cut that ball joint with a cutoff wheel, so we can get those bottom of those rivets out. So we'll we'll be back in a minute. What I did is I took a cutoff wheel, and right where the middle of that pop rivet is, I made me a groove. Oops, I got the camera too close. See that groove? So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to come under here with a chisel, which I don't have a chisel. I'm going to have to put those on my Christmas list. But a big screwdriver, I'm going to break that corner off so I can hammer that pin out. And when I get this corner popped off, I'll record and show you how to knock that pin out.
Alright, guys. He is currently trying to break the corner of the ball joint, like he did right there, if you can see it.
Be nice if I had some chisels.
Hey, one of his subscribers, send some chisels. I'll make sure he gets a P.O. box. You might be able to just punch it out now.
Hiya! Magic.
And now he's gonna use the punch to knock out the rivet. Maybe. Voila, it's out.
Okay, guys. There's the old ball joint. The boot's gone. It's totally gone. This one doesn't seem to be as bad. Look at that. Have a friend. Move, friend. I don't want to. Get. All right, I got rid of my friend. Anyway, this side, and seeing how I just ground on it, I can't hold it with my other hand, but this side doesn't seem as bad as the other side. It does that way, but not this way. So, anyway, it's not that. Now I dropped it. It's not that hard to change these. I found out the best way to do it. Grind those smooth, the pop rivets smooth, as you can tell on the top of here, and get you a chisel and cut half, most way through the joint. Right there I cut all the way through it, and luckily I didn't damage anything, but cut through it and get it where you can take your punch and hammer out the rest of those rivets. Here's a $50 piece of trash. That's all it's for. Alright, let me walk back over here and I'll show you what we're doing now. So the next ball joints that he ever puts in this pickup, which will probably will be another 50, 60,000, because these pickups are notorious for these top ball joints.
More like 122,000.
Now he has bolts, so all he has to do is undo the bolts, break that, and it'll fall, and it won't be half as hard. Now, if we ever have to do the bottom ball joints, we got to rent a press, and that's a little bit more effort. But these ball joints do come with a long bolt and a short bolt. The long bolts for the 4-wheel drive models, short bolts for the 2-wheel drive models. So I recommend you get your ball joints if you're gonna have to get them locally through Advance. So far, that's been Advance sends a new cotter key, new nut, new grease cert, and all the bolts that you need to put the application back together. I really like those parts. All right, well, we're going to tighten this up, and it's basically reverse of what we're going to do, and I'm not going to film as much, but we'll film a little bit of it. We got all
Now I'm getting mad.
4 bolts on there tightened to Chevrolet torque spec. Chevrolet torque spec is 1 Makita impact. So,
and 2 nuggets.
Yeah, and 2 really good cuss words. So that's all. Right now he's putting the nut on there. He's going to tighten all this up. Let's see here. He'll get the wrench and he'll tighten all that up. And you don't want this super snug. You just want it snug. You don't want it super tight is what I'm trying to say. Sorry. But, alright, well, I'm going to have to pause the video because, you know, when you're working on cars, you always lose tools. Okay, guys. I pre-grease this, but I'm going to grease it a little more while Sean tries to figure out what's going on with it. And I think I'm out of grease.
I think you are too.
Yeah, I think I just ran out.
Ow! Get your weight off me.
So, then what he'll do, we put some grease in there, but what he'll do after, when he changes the oil the next time in probably 3,000 miles, he likes 3,000, 3,500 miles on his next oil change. He'll pump them full of grease again, or he might put some miles on them and pump them full of grease again after we get the new hose put on my other grease gun. So guys, that's pretty much, man, I'm shaking a little bit. That's pretty much a ball joint change on a 92 Chevrolet pickup, the uppers anyway. Like I said, the bottom ones don't hardly ever wear out, but all he has to do now is tighten up the caliper. He's got to pump the front brakes because we did take the caliper off so he doesn't back out of the driveway and drive through the neighbor's house, and then put his tire back on, and then we got to clean up tools. So if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe, hit that like button, definitely ring the bell. There'll be more of these mechanicing videos coming up, and then I've got a couple other videos in the works. I just hadn't got them posted yet, guys. I'm sorry, but anyway, till next time.